why anyone can run a business online. So, pursuing one side project will help you to avoid getting stuck and will allow you to grow your business in a controlled manner. And it also makes a lot of sense from a financial standpoint. If you consider your initial online pursuits to be side projects on top of your main career, then this can give you the time and space you need to work on those ideas while still earning an income. Maybe you've yet to start your business. Maybe you're still considering the idea of launching a business, but you're worried that, you don't have the resources or the skills necessary. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is nonsense. In many ways, running a business is a lot like getting into shape. If you set up your own business and start being a self-made man or woman financially independent, then you will be undoubtedly making your life better and at the same time improving yourself. But just like getting into shape, becoming self-employed is something that a lot of people dream about or promise to do, but never actually go through with. They write themselves training programs or come up with business ideas, but then just lay them aside and end up getting on with life as normal. As with training, becoming a successful entrepreneur or startup is all about having the drive to actually go through with your plans. And I'm here to tell you that there's absolutely no reason that you can't do that. The money. Now, the first thing that you might tell me in defense of the inactivity is that starting a business requires money, and that's something not everyone has. Well, yes it does, but that doesn't mean that you can't start working towards it. For starters, not every business actually does require all that much investment. It would cost you barely anything to set up a website tonight and start attracting visitors, or to start making craft animals and selling them on eBay. This is the great appeal of being a digital marketer too. There's no real overhead other than the very negligible price of website hosting. And before you tell me that you need job security, those two examples don't take up any time either. In other words, you don't need to give up your job and pin your hopes on those plush giraffes. You can make them in your spare time and run the website mainly on the weekends. If you make your job fun, then it won't feel like you're overworked. Bootstrapping, meanwhile, is what you call it when a business raises its own funds. It might do this by coming up with two plans and two business models. Doing the first in order to raise some more guaranteed cash and thus hopefully fund the latter, which will be your side project, which is really what you want to eventually be the main source of income. Then there's crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter for earning money from the general public. And there's all manner of loans you can take out. And once you start to make progress, then you can look into getting investment dollars. This is precisely what I was discussing before when I explained the option of having two types of work you do for love and work you do for money. You can work on your new mailing list or internet brand in the evenings when you come home from work and use your regular salary to pay for things like PPC advertising. Or you can provide an online service as a digital marketer to get a semblance of the freedom that comes from being a true entrepreneur. You can perform search engine optimization or marketing for businesses and use the flexibility that this affords you in order to do some lifestyle design and to build your schedule in such a way that you can work on that passion project. Knowledge. The next thing that might be holding you back is knowledge. Business is a term that most of us associate with very serious people in black suits that went to Harvard. And as such, we tend to assume that we're not going to be able to compete with our very little knowledge. In reality, though, the best kind of business knowledge is the kind that you gain on the job. Create a website today and start selling something, and you'll find that you quickly learn what works and what doesn't. Then there's books and advisors for the rest, and you'll find that you become more confident and competent as you build up slowly. And this is one more reason that you shouldn't pin all your hopes on that one venture. It just doesn't work like that. This will take time and effort to work, and in the meantime, you're going to need another source of income. Fail fast. So, you have your main source of income and your side projects, which you're working on one at a time, to hopefully one day sustain you. Gradually, your aim is to spend more and more time on the passion projects and less time on the grind. To gradually become someone who loves what they do and who is a big picture kind of person in their own business. And this is why it's so important to focus on those quick wins early, especially passive income options. This way, you are building up your own confidence to take on bigger and bigger projects, and you're practicing your internet marketing skills in a smaller pond with lower stakes. If your first side hustle involves building a massive international brand, then you'll likely put off doing it because you won't have confidence it can work, and the idea is too scary. The time you do spend won't start to repay you for months or more likely years. But if your first side hustle is to sell an affiliate product from a landing page, that's something you can build in a few days and test. That is a minimal investment of your time and effort, and even if it doesn't work, it will be a good learning curve to help you do it better the next time. If it does, then that's a little more income and a little less time you need to spend performing SEO for clients to meet your daily income target. This is what we call fail fast in business. This is an approach to creating any product or business model that encourages us to create an MVP quickly. This is a minimal viable product, and basically means that you're going to get each project finished quickly, so you can see if it works or not. This is very important for your mental health and for your finances. Spend months and months setting up the perfect sales funnel, and that will be a huge waste of time if it doesn't take off. But make a funnel in a day, and you can always spend more time on it if it turns out to be a big success. Be a content creator with passion. For a long time, I considered myself an internet marketer, and I also considered myself very burned out. I wasn't earning the truly passive income yet, and I wasn't writing about the things I loved either. Then I changed the way I saw myself and started to think of myself as a content creator. A content creator is very similar to an internet marketer. They do effectively the same job, in that they are creating a brand and promoting it online in order to subsequently profit from sales or ads. The difference is that the content creator does this while keeping the focus purely on creating great content, on the brand and on the logo itself, on the quality and value being shared via articles, etc. The content creator is also far more likely to delve into multimedia as a videographer or as an app developer. The marketer creates content, but when you become a content creator, you start to hone those skills, and you place much more emphasis on creating something worthwhile. Not only does this put you massively in demand and massively help to grow your brand, it also helps to improve your work satisfaction. If you can create videos with high production value, then you can build authority and relationships with your audience much more effectively and quickly. If you can create stunning designs for WordPress sites and logos, then you can sell any product far more effectively by selling a dream rather than just an ebook. If your content is passionately written, people will want to read it, and even Google will pick up on signs like reduced bounce rates. Now you'll be in demand as a marketer, because you can offer things that other spammy marketers can't. Not only that, but you will be happier because you will be pouring your heart into something you love, so that even if it doesn't take off right away, you'll still feel rewarded and you won't give up. If you view internet marketing as a get-rich-quick scheme, then you will be disappointed. In all likelihood, you'll create low-quality content and a spam-filled website. Instead, blog with passion, and you'll build trust and become far more effective at selling. Think about all your favorite websites, blogs, and marketers. Do they seem like they're in it to create a quick buck? Content creation with passion. What sets the great blogs apart from the mediocre ones? What makes you bookmark a blog and go back there on a daily basis rather than seeing it once and opting not to look at it again? There are several things that separate the wheat from the chaff, and knowing that difference is crucial if you want your site or blog to fall into the category of the greats and bring people back time after time. But the most important thing of all is to blog with passion, and you will find that everything else is born out of this, right from the heart. Think about the blogs you like, and head over to those sites for a read. What does the writing have in common? Chances are that each of them feel like they're writing to you. They feel like they're enthusiastic, real people who have a grasp on the subject, and that are interested in what they are writing about. These people, by and large, are not blogging because they want to get rich. They are blogging because they genuinely want to write about those subjects. Can you say the same? If you currently write articles by looking up ideas online or on Wikipedia and then rewording what you read, then you aren't really offering anything interesting to the reader, and you aren't entertaining them. Your site will feel lifeless, and if you don't sound enthusiastic, how can you expect your visitors to? Make sure that you want to write each topic, and if you can't find the motivation to write on a particular subject, Then perhaps it's time to think about changing the title slightly so that it is more interesting. Keep on punching. If you write with passion and you write from the heart, then this is what's going to keep you going long after you've started to worry that your site isn't going to be a hit. If you can keep writing despite the fact that you aren't sure anyone is listening, then this will mean you're unlikely to ever give up, and it will mean that the site stands the test of time. Otherwise, you'll find that you lose interest in your site as soon as you start to feel deflated. Write for you and not for anyone else, and you will be much more likely to be successful. Be creative. Likewise, your site design and everything else should be creative, and it should look like some thought has gone into it. Did you have a vision and a passion for your site before you created it? Or did you just use the first template you could find? You need to ensure that when someone sees your site, they are seeing something exciting and different, and that has obviously had a lot of care and attention put into it. That way, you will be able to ensure that people realize the passion you have for the subject before they've even started reading. One thing I have never understood is these people who will spend time and energy learning to code and coming up with inventive and ingenious algorithms all so that they can make a spam bot or content spinner. Why not put that same time and energy into making a good site in the first place that people actually want to come to? To do this, you need to love what you do. And if that comes across, then other people will want to visit your site. Put it out there. You also need to be just as passionate with marketing your site, and to do this again, you need to have passion for it. Make sure you are immensely proud of your site, so that you can't help but bring it up in every conversation. Accomplish this, and you will ensure that you are able to market it better. If you are ashamed of your site, on the other hand, and don't want people to see it, then quite simply, you won't promote it as much as you should, and no one will find it. The challenge of digital marketing. Many of us got into digital marketing thinking it was going to improve our lives in major ways. You may even feel that you were promised by internet marketing gurus that your life would suddenly be easy once you took up this line of work. Digital marketing means working online, and that in turn means working from anywhere and without a boss. So of course, life will be easy. You can choose your own hours. You can work out of coffee shops or from beautiful locations. And you can do it all your own way, without someone breathing down your neck and shouting at you when you get things wrong. What's more, if you manage to achieve a passive income, then you'll be earning money even while you sleep. Passive income means generating cash from a website or a YouTube channel or through affiliate sales. It means that even as you are resting, the seeds you sowed continue to reap their rewards. So you can take time off whenever you want. And let's not forget that during all this, you will be discussing things that matter to you. Things that you are passionate about. Things that you can't wait to leap out of bed to start writing about. That's the dream of the digital marketer. Oh, and you're rich too. Dreamer, meet reality. The question you should be asking at this point, though, is that if it is that easy, why isn't everyone doing it? The answer is that, of course, things are actually a fair bit more complicated. Because most people don't wake up one day with a website getting thousands of views a day and generating solid passive income. In fact, no one manages to do that. Instead, it takes a lot of time. Likewise, it takes a lot of time to build a massive mailing list that you can use in order to make money from affiliate marketing emails. It takes a lot of time because it simply takes that long for a site to take off in a big way, or for anyone to collect that many emails. But likewise, it also takes that long simply to learn. You'll start off with your internet marketing venture not really knowing what you're doing. You'll make mistakes. You'll build a brand that you'll be embarrassed of in retrospect. And if you're anything like the vast majority of today's most successful internet entrepreneurs, then you'll probably end up scrapping your first few businesses and trying again. Trust me, I work in the industry and I know some of the biggest players very well. None of them got it right the first time. They all floundered at first with non-starter ideas and brands. That will be you. Trust me. And this is when running a business is not easy and is not fun. This is when digital marketing is hard. You were told you would be able to give up your job and start working from home right away. You were promised the world. Instead, you've done nothing but work your socks off, staying up late and giving up your free time, only for nothing to happen. And that can be crushing. What's more is that many internet entrepreneurs will never quite achieve passive income anyway. I consider myself an internet marketer. And yet, a large portion of what I do involves working for clients. And let me tell you, if you work for clients, then you might as well work for a boss. Even the nicest client in the world is going to expect you to honor your deadlines to at least some degree. Even the best gigs around will sometimes involve writing about topics you hate, or designing sites that you don't massively approve of. How about all the times you don't get paid? Or the times where you're between clients and the money just isn't coming in? And when you work from home, how do you prevent yourself from going entirely mad? You know, even when everything is going well and you're getting paid for doing work that you enjoy, how do you avoid the temptation to sit in front of the TV all day? Likewise, how do you avoid the temptation to not stop working when it gets to 5 p.m.? How do you avoid the temptation to squeeze in just a bit more work and a little bit more, especially if you're getting paid by the word or by the hour? How do you manage your finances, knowing that you're always going to have different amounts of money coming in at different times? Do you have what it takes to do your own taxes? This training is here to answer all those questions for you, because there are two types of entrepreneurs. There is type A, who looks like $1,000,000. They have coiffed hair or luscious locks. They are dressed in a sharp suit. They talk with authority. They go on lavish holidays. Everything they say is genius, and it's clearly apparent why they earn such a high salary. Type B, though, is the other kind. Type B is the kind who is always overworked, the kind who is effectively broke, the kind who is scatterbrained because they're basically too stressed and overworked to give their everyday lives the necessary time and attention. Type B is far more common. But the job of this training is to make sure that you are Type A and not Type B. Let's go.